Oh, how you doing, Leisure? Um, Me and Pop have been talking a little bit here already. I see we got 5 people in here so far. Wow, um, that's pretty nice to start off with. Let me see. I can kind of see who's in here. Let's uh, Pete, Sizzleneck. Uh, how y'all doing? How you doing, Sizzleneck? And I think sometimes it shows people in and then it shows them not in, but they're still in. Ouch, you got COVID, sizzle neck. That it definitely sucks. I think I had a mild case of it a few years ago. And I guess I got lucky. Pete, how you doing, man? Get a few more people in here and we'll talk about what we're gonna talk about tonight. I understand that. I've been I did get to go out and do some look at some drag racing this weekend. Let me move my monitor here. Uh, did get to go out and look at some drag racing this weekend, but I didn't stay long. The place was crowded as all get out. Uh, well, I hope, Papa, for your sake, I hope that's true. Because even though it wasn't a bad case of me, it still sucked. That's COVID is sort of what got my dad. I mean, there's no sorta about it. Um, and then he waited too long. If he would have went to the doctor sooner, he might have been okay. So a lot of you have already seen these, and then Jeff did a video with these in it uh, today. I'm really liking them. They're uh, they're pretty nice. Yeah, I did damage the teeth in there, but it's not too bad. I guess they might be a little more brittle than I was expecting. Um, how you doing, Rob? But tonight I was wanting to talk about. No, no, I haven't tried pulling any teeth. Let's see. No, I ain't gonna do that. I got all of my teeth except for my wisdom teeth, and I am. Let's see. I got. I've lost my upper two. I don't have my upper two wisdom teeth, but I have my lower two, and I want to keep it that way. You got a dental kit for that? Uh, so let's see. I see Nate ain't in here this week. I brought the light in here. I ordered one too. I like it. It's a nice little light. Um, and it wasn't super expensive. Uh, and it works pretty good. Yeah, I've got a bit of a toothache. Is that on? No. I've got a tooth problem right now, and I need to go to the dentist, and it won't cost me anything. I just haven't went. Yeah, it's pretty out here today. It did rain a heck of a lot last night, but it's not a bad looking day out here. Um, we got anybody else? Let's see, anybody else in here that I'm not seeing? Showing 7 people. Let's see what we got. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So what I wanted to talk about tonight here, I'm picking my ears, and at least I ain't picking my nose. That's a good thing about your ears and the nose. You can pick those. You might not can pick other things, but you pick those. Um, hey baby, uh, how you doing, Hammer? Been missing you, man. Yeah, Texas every year. Let's see, it is about this time that they get hammered with floods. I can remember coming home from a motorcycle trip. I'd went to a Rolling Thunder, and I had to skirt around some swollen rivers, and I guess it's a whole lot worse than it's been. And I haven't been. I've been to Texas one time since 2017. But I lived there, and you know. But anyway, uh, I want to talk about garages, and I would like to know some of the things that if you were building a garage today, what are some of the things that you had to have in there, built in, something you would have to accommodate when you're building it? So if you could put them in there, and I'll talk about how I built mine and um, what I think I would have done different. So the first thing I did on my garage is I took a piece of graph paper and I said, okay, I want it this big. This is how much room I got. This is how big I want it. And I drew it out. And then I took and measured every single thing I would have sitting on the floor. All my toolboxes, grinders, welders, welding carts, everything. And I laid them out on my on that graph paper. I measured my cars, took the longest one and the widest one, which is my pickup truck, and laid it out in there. The goal was to have, I knew I wanted to put all my tools against the front wall, and I wanted to, how you doing, Frank? I wanted to, let's see, I knew I wanted to put a loft above that, and I knew I wanted to do a lift. So I figured out what I needed for all that. So when I laid my truck out in there, I wanted 4 foot from the front to everything in front of it, including my toolboxes, and I wanted 4 foot from the back to everything in behind it. And I know when I lift, I wanted to be able to lift it no problem. And most of them are about 9 foot. So that was no biggie. I ended up deciding I wanted 16 foot so I could put 2 floors in it. After all that comment was said and done, I ended up widening it a little bit and lengthening it a little bit. But if I did it different and I had the space for it, I would have made sure I had an overhang, about a 10 to 12 foot overhang off the front with 220 and 110 electrical receptacles outside under that overhang. That I think that's the biggest thing I would have done and I might have put a door on the end and as well as the ones on the side. So let's see. See. 220 outlets, a heat source, and a lift. Yep. So 220 outlets is a big deal. I put all of mine in myself. The 110 was put in. They put in a 200 out box, and I ran all my 220, and I'm still running 220. I won't run any outside because I don't have a cover over it. I just don't want to deal with that, Excuse me. Mm. But so that's a good one. Heat. You talk about heat. Look, it's expensive, but I really wish I could afford to have the insulation spray foam. Man, that stuff is just it's worth its weight in gold. And the other thing concerning heat, I wish I would have been able to um, put the in-floor heating. The I forget what it's called. Bottom line, you run tubing through your concrete, and it heats your floor up, and heat rises, so you get it to stay nice and warm. I would have loved to have done those two things, but those two things have some ridiculous expense, cost added to them. Let's see. Yeah, building it twice as my garage is roughly the size I needed it. I am going to build a 20-foot lean-to off it so I can park my travel trailer, but that's about it. I'm also going to put my air compressors out there too, so in case they ever blow up on me. um, hey, Papa, you talking about this channel, this live, or are you talking about going to yours? Either one would do it. Let's see. Rob, lift, climate control, good workbench, mobile bench, small bedroom, office, epoxy floors, and wall lighting. Wall lighting is a good one. I mean, all those are good. Wall lighting's a good one. Um, I haven't thought a ton about it because I got so much stuff that I got to do before I know where I'm going to put some wall lighting. But I do plan on making me some portable lights that are pretty much LED lights on a stand, maybe 2 rows of them, and that way I can run them, put them beside a vehicle, and flood it with light. Especially good if you're doing any type of body work. 6 feet higher makes a big deal, uh, Papa. I mean, anytime you can have a loft and get everything off the floor possible, that's great. Um, the office and small bedrooms good. Mobile bench, man, you can't have enough tables in a garage. You can't have enough carts. It's just impossible, and you have to be a neat freak. The less tables you have, the neater you better be, because you will fill them up, and it's just ridiculous. Um, I I'm not a neat freak, so every table I got's full. It's bad. In all reality, after we're through here, I need to take the time to go out and clean up my garage and get it so that I can actually work on stuff in there. Um, yeah, Papa, I like your pit too. Um, I understand about they're hard to get down into. I really want to lift, and I can't figure out whether it's going to be a 2 post or a 4 post, but I will be putting in a lift. Um, Ductwork, I wish. uh, that's awesome, Pete. Indoor heat, water, sewer, and natural gas. I am. I've got plans for water and sewer. Um, I actually left a corner of my shop without concrete in it, and that's where my bathroom's going to go. Because I'm probably going to have to raise it up a little bit. I was going to make a little outhouse inside there in that corner and give it all rusted feel, put the little half moon in there and everything. Um, oh, okay. See, lighting on a 45-degree angle was the best thing I did. That's interesting. I'm gonna have to look into that. Will you give us some pictures of that, Papa? Um, maybe give us some pictures of it during the week, and I'll put them on here or do a video on it. Show us your lighting. I'd like to see that. Um, here's one left at carpet, the place I've all had in that time. I understand about the carpet. I've got a slice of carpet in my attached garage. And I was the same when I moved in. I'm like, I'm going to get that nasty, stinky carpet up. And never did because I kind of like it there. The bad thing is it collects metal chips. And if you decide you're going to go in there and barefoot, you're hurting yourself. Put a lift in a week ago. It's nice to have friends with lifts, Rob. especially brothers with lifts. I think my brother would spend all his time in my garage if we lived close to each other. Um, okay, I'll have to check that out, Papa. Better, but harder to get in and out of the side. Yeah, there's a lot of pros and cons. The biggest reason I want a two post is because with your two post on the ground, with your car on the ground, you can still push a motor hoist up in there or a cherry picker and get your engine out. With a four post, they've got that bar in the way. So, that makes it, that's one of the biggest reasons I've got. Other than that, a lot of your other things can be solved on a four post that you need it for. Another thing I've thought about is being able to use a four post to lift the body off of a vehicle, especially a truck, especially my F-250, in case I ever have to dig into the motor, because for most things, you pretty much have to take the cab off. Insulation's a big deal. I'll eventually get insulation in mine. It'd be easier to heat. I don't know that it'll help keeping it cool, but for me, the insulation help heat it. Let's see. Papa, here's the thing about cameras, and Pete, chime in here, and anyone else that's been recording. It gets aggravating. I have got a GoPro, a nice GoPro. I actually got two GoPros. I've got a Nikon, SLR, digital SLR, and I find that I use my phone more than anything, and it gets aggravating juggling all the other ones, making sure you've got them started, making sure, and it'd be great to get different angles and chop them into it, but it's kind of like you're defying the keep it simple, stupid rule, and it messes you up. Now, if you're talking about cameras for uh, um, theft protection, yeah, I've got one in mind. I need to do some more stuff for it, but yeah. Let's see. Yeah, that's what I was talking about, Papa, with the twin post and being able to lift a body. You would have to lift a body with a four post. You would you would have to raise the four post and chain it or strap it and then lift it and hope you had enough room left to lift. Um, yeah. So I have got, well, they're not in here. Mainly I use this and I use it's an iPhone 13 and I use a pretty big tripod. I had a smaller one. It was Amazon Basics, and I ended up getting me a 72-inch tripod, and it works great. But I've got a lot of camera equipment, and I can't say I don't need it. Like my GoPros, I need to start mounting them on my motorcycle or my car. Um, that reminds me, quick question. At the end of my videos, and been putting scenery and stuff like that. Are y'all liking that, or is it just some stuff? Just be honest. Is it something that once you get to that, you click away, or is it interesting? Is it something you want to watch? Just, just wondering. If it's not worth it, there's no sense in me doing it. I'm gonna have to find that video. Which video did you piss a couple channels off with? TLC Pro. What is a TLC Pro? TLC 20 Pro. Let me look it up. Don't worry about answering it. I'll figure it out. It's your phone. You know this Motorola phone that I got as a burner. The camera on it is dang good. It's awesome. The video on it is horrible. So, I was thinking, hey, I'm going to start using that for video, but it's not good. Gantries are very, very nice. Have I answered everybody's questions or commented on everybody's stuff? We put a lot of good stuff out there. A lot of great ideas and what you need to think about. And I hope everyone sitting here, if they're thinking about building a garage, is paying attention, because you don't want regrets, and you want to build as much garage as you can possibly afford, maybe even more. And if that means like you've got enough saved up for it, uh, figure out how to do more. Um, yeah, I wouldn't worry about that, Papa. I wouldn't worry about that at all. I mean, my garage is a mess, and yes, I want to clean it, and I want to get it straight, because just like today, that the video I made earlier, I couldn't find that tool, and my garage is a mess, and I'm tripping over everything, and it's becoming a accident prone area. That's the reason I want to clean my garage up. Now, you know, other than that, it probably wouldn't get cleaned. I usually do it after every project, but I've got 3 or 4 things ongoing right now. So, to each his own. You know, whatever you're comfortable with. Uh, my view hours today are at 33 50. By the end of the week, they should be somewhere around 3,450, 3,500, maybe. Because pretty much everything I've got right now, or today's hours is from April 30th back. I know I've got like 7, 8, 6 hours, and then yesterday was 50 hours. And I'm hoping today will be 50 something hours again. I'm hoping the snap on video does well, and I'm hoping the engineer pliers video picks up steam. The Milwaukee video is doing great right now. I'm getting anywhere from 15 to 30 views an hour on it over the past 24 hours. So I appreciate that, y'all. I understand, Papa. It's something to have room for everything. You know, Sizzle Neck, I'm gonna get back to your comment, Rob, but Sizzle Neck, as far as getting in front of the camera, when I thought about it, I wanted to build a brand. And that brand was people knowing me, people investing in me, and how you doing, Billy? People investing in me, wanting to watch what's going on in my life. So you've got two pots of people. You got people that search just to see about the tool. And then you got the people that search, they like the tool, but they become invested in the videos that you make and you. And that's sort of, you can do good with just the tool, but when I've noticed when people get invested in the channel and learning about you and all of that, then they tend to your channel tends to grow. I know it's a little different with Jeff's, but people are invested in Jeff. People are really invested in Jeff. They like him. They like his attitude, everything, and he hardly ever shows his face. But his is a bit of a it's not the rule. It's you know it's whatever the saying goes. It's not the rule. It's the something to the rule. I don't know, but as far as the pristine garages, there is a place for well organized garages. There's a place for cleanliness, and it's according. If I was working on extremely expensive vehicles, uh, and it doesn't really matter. You don't want to damage your customer's vehicle in any way, shape, or form, whether it's a $500 Toyota Corolla or $100,000 Porsche, whatever. I mean, my pickup, it's stupid expensive, and it's just a Ford pickup. You, so the thing about walking through your shop, if it's not in some sort of organization, and I'm finding myself doing it now, is tripping over stuff, and all of a sudden there's a scratch down the side of a car. So that's kind of, there's a place for everything. I think my shop is at the point where I have no choice. I got to straighten it up because I've run out of room on tables, and I can't work without knocking something over. I've tripped I don't know how many times already. Let me move on. Yeah, I want to look at your video on that injector tester cleaner. I've got a Sonic one of those Sonic cleaners I want to do a video on, but I've so far I don't think I'm seeing much. It's not helping a whole lot, but I'm going to do some tests with it to see. Yeah, those influencers that have other people do it, I don't understand that. Um, it does take a lot to get used to it. And here's the thing with me, Pete, yeah, like right now, I have trouble finding my words, but I don't want to go up there and have a super rehearsed video either. I don't think that would be me. Uh, yes, I get ideas and I sort of formulate what I want to do, but I don't like the whole idea of rehearsing and putting on a play for people. So it's always going to be a little rough for me. There's always going to be times when I stutter or fall over my words or can't figure something out. So it is what it is. Mm. Papa, I think they like him. I don't know that you would grow that fast without them liking him, but I mean I could be wrong, but I don't know. Uh, so Frank, it does. Um, it saves a lot of time, and so some of you know I've already told you, but maybe those wasn't there. I used to be a supervisor at GE building refrigerators. Well, so uh, part of the process there is what is it? 5S, is sort and clean, just all this stuff. They want everything perfect. Everything has a place, put everything in its place, clean everything, and all that, you know. uh thank you, Billy. Thank you, Billy. Hey Billy, I passed by your house the other day and there was a truck in the yard and there's a few people out and I started to blow my horn, but I decided you know, not to. Half the time, I was halfway past your house when I realized people were out there. Um, but I understand what you're saying, Frank. That's, you know, there is a fine line between everything, everything being in its place and everything being, just a train wreck. But I tell you, I know when I'm missing a tool. I can tell you when I'm missing a tool. Uh, it's not, and I am sure y'all. I'm responding to Sizzleneck about retaking and editing a video not being fun. Um, there's times when I did a video, and as I'm going to shut off the camera, I'm just so happy to be done with it, and y'all can hear me sigh. I go as I'm turning off the video, and I'm sure every bit of it comes across when I'm just not feeling it. And this whole video a day, it gets kind of grueling, especially when it takes so long to edit and get it up there and upload it. I don't even with your video connection, Papa. I don't. I'm sure it's frustrating. Um, I tried to do a video the other day in 4K, and it was 13 gigabytes. It took 30 minutes to um, render, and then it took me about 15 minutes to put it onto my computer to save it, and then it took I don't know, it took hours to upload, and that was frustrating. So y'all won't get videos from me in 4K unless it needs to be 4K. I understand, Papa, but it is better to have the money and tools than toolboxes. Um, but I hope you are able to get you some, good toolboxes when it's time. I almost bought a Snap-on toolbox the other day. I hope my wife don't hear it. Well, if she does, I didn't buy it. The guy he was getting a trade in on a box, and it was supposed to be like my Snap-on box. Y'all have seen my Snap-on push cart. It was supposed to be like it, but bigger, and the sliding tops had extra drawers in them, and or supposedly that was what he was picking up, and he was going to buy my box and sell me the other one, and I think I would have ended up being about $500 out of pocket, and but when it was all said and done, it was almost exactly like my box, just almost exactly, and there was no sense in doing it. He had, I guess he thought it was a bigger box. He tried to sell me a new one of the kind that I wanting, but I wasn't ready to spend $1,900 on it. Just I imagine he would end up giving me 1,000 for mine, but it's just that's too much. Um, I have fiber here. That's good. Fiber is awesome. Uh, Lisa, it'll come around. You'll eventually have all the room you need for tools you need if that's something you want. If it's not, it's good that you have fiber coming soon, Papa. That'll be great. I think there's supposed to be fiber here. I've got okay internet. It's it's supposed to be like 100 and something megabytes or something. I don't know, but I don't think I get the full speed. Um, yeah. So my tool videos, they only take me usually 15-20 minutes to do, maybe 25. If it's something else, like I'm building something, well, those take a little longer. Um, you know, I like to support my local Snap on. I don't go crazy. I don't buy a lot of stuff in there, but I do like to buy something every now and then. I usually first thing I ask him, is there any deals on anything? And if you'll notice, my last purchase was that pliers rack, and at $50, hey, you can get off the truck for $50. That's pretty dang good. Um, Rob, and all of you, start looking at Facebook Marketplace. People are selling nice boxes all the time for good prices. And the price listed, chances are you're going to get it for a better price than that. This, and the US General, yes, Pete, they're good boxes. That's what my big box is. It's a 72-inch. That one was bought with income tax money. It was bought brand new. I did get it cheaper than that they were selling it for. I can't remember why. Maybe I talked him into letting me use 25% off coupon. But this was back in, pretty sure I bought it in 2017. So, well, Bill, Billy, if you want one, um, we can work out a trade on some plumbing. I'm sorry. Hey, I'm so to break even. If you come get it, it's $26. Um, and I could drop it by next time I'm going to see Sarah. Me and Aaron go to see Sarah, or you can come up. That being said, I'm serious. That hose bib, I still ain't done it, and I got the parts for it. So if you could help me out, we can work something out. I'm not saying the hat would be the only thing, but I sure would appreciate it. um, should I tell them who you are, Billy? Um, anyways, while he's answering that, uh, well, so Billy is I'm I'm married to his his ex-wife. So me and Billy, we become sort of friends over the and I hope I help him out as much as he's helped me out. Um, I'm sure I haven't, but anyway, um, when you got a mixed family and you got all kind of kids and everything, it just pays to you know. And Billy's a pretty good guy. Um, but anyway, that's enough of that. So that's crazy, Pete, that you had trouble though with the tool truck. I hope it's frustrating. My tool truck guy is great. He doesn't. I don't have any problems with him. Um, so it's crazy how each of them are different. Um, the problem is here's the problem. I don't. I think I've told y'all about me trying to become a Matco distributor, but if I hadn't, I'm going to give you a quick story. I put in for it. They sent me the contract. I read through the contract, and I'm like, this is stupid. There's no way I just would want to invest all this money for a 30% cut. Essentially, if you sell for MSRP, you might gross 30% off of it. And it gets worse. If I buy a $200 Matco gift card and give it to you, that driver, whatever you buy with that $200, loses 10% straight up. So Matco gets $20 off of that $200 gift card. And then that has ate into his profit. Now he's only making 20% off that tool that he just sold you. And they require you to have a truck with less than 100,000 miles, and it can't be over so many years old. And then they turn around and they've got some kind of deal with some manufacturer that builds the trucks. So you're paying over $2,000 a month for a truck plus your fuel. So it's yes, they make some money. If you can stick in there and you can sell, you got to sell over $1 million a year to make at least about 100,000, maybe if you're lucky. Um, you really probably need to sell about $2 million a year to make about 100,000 a year. Put about 100,000 in your pocket. Um, so it's not the gravy train that some may think it is, even if you had the money to invest in it. And they were going to, with military, they will give you $15,000 worth of tools for your truck inventory, but you have to maintain I think it's $60,000 worth of inventory on your truck, they have a list of stuff you have to maintain. So you have to either finance it to begin with or take out a loan for the rest of that inventory. So there's a lot to it. But with that being said, that little light that I bought off the Snap-on truck that I didn't tell in my video how much I paid for it, that was what, $36 or $39 on Amazon. I paid $80 for it. Now I shouldn't have paid $80 for it. It wasn't worth it. But my Snap-on guy's defense, he did give me hints not to buy it. But my eyes latched onto it and I bought it. He wasn't going to say I ain't going to sell it to you, but he told me in a few ways that, hey, you might could do a little better with something else. So, no, didn't get a lollipop. The only thing I've ever been given is a hat. Let me see. Rob, they kind of do. They have certain amount of time to pay their bill, or they have like a revolving credit for them. So let's say they got $15,000 worth of credit. Well, they can't let it get above that. They have to continually pay on it. Now, maybe they can pay it to where they own and all their own stuff, but then they also tote the note for a certain amount of tools per individual. Now others, then, if it goes over a certain amount, Snap-on, they have them put in a credit app, and Snap-on credit does that. But they can lose money there too. And guess what? If a mechanic moves and another dealer starts collecting your money for you, you got to give him 10%. So it's not all it's cracked up to be. So that's pretty cool about the Mac guy. My Mac guy will come to my house, and he's the only one that will. I haven't dealt with Matco. Snap-on won't come to my house, but I mean, I imagine he would if I really, really asked him to. And because he lives here in the county, and I just hauled some rock and rocked his spread rock over his daughter's driveway the other day, he kind of knows me, It kind of is, Rob. It's not a great deal. Man, we're talking about tool trucks and started off talking about garages. Did Jeff ever come in? And we've lost some people. I tell you what we're going to do. We're pretty deep into it now. We're almost an hour in. So here's what I need. First of all, let's see who can't play. Let's see. Pete, Sizzleneck, Rob, and Nate. Y'all can't play. Y'all still have a little time. But I think Hammer, it's been a while since you won. Leeser, you're back in. So if you're still in here, tell me you're here so I can get your names in here. It's always cool when you find Snap-on. I found two awesome heavy-duty 12-inch Wilton welding clamps on the side of the road if you know anything about Louisville, I was visiting the VA on Zorn Avenue, and I went to get on the interstate. And as I was going on the interstate, I seen them. They were painted bright green. I seen them. I knew what they were when I saw them, and I backed up on the on ramp and threw them in the car. Figured out who they belonged to, and I called them up, and they never returned. They didn't seem to care. So, uh, let's see, Frank. I believe I got your name already here. So, Lisa, you still in here? Yep. Papa's here. Let's see, sizzle that can't be in. So, in case you haven't didn't know, I'm if you've won in the last 30 days, I don't put your name in the hat. Give other people a chance to win. Rob, let's see, what did I say about Rob? Yeah, you won here kind of recently. John ain't here. Frank, your name's going in. It's good, like I said, it's good to find tools on the road. Jeff ain't here. There's no Mark here. Hammer, what is your name? Would I have it down as Hammer or will I have it down as Mark? No, here it is. Is your name Mark though? Or am I thinking of someone else? Mike, that's it. Let's see. Okay. So I've got Hammer in here. I've got Lisa in here. I've got Frank, Ron Novak. I don't have you in. Let me write your name. And I don't have you still in here, Billy? Let me see. Ron Novak. Billy. Let's see. Have I got everybody now? I've got Pop. I've got Lee. I've got Lisa. I've got Ron. I've got Pete. I've got Hammer. I've got Frank. And I've got Billy. Anybody's name that I didn't call that I should be putting in here. I love this. I'm loving this icon knife. I really am. My son gave it to me. It was laying on my toolbox when I got home. It's sharp. I mean, it's a nice knife. It's really surprising. The job my son has now, and he's been working there for, I don't know, 4 or 5 weeks now, I think. He makes silicone like your gasket material and caulk and everything. Wow. Snapped a 3/8 Tecton swivel socket, but it broke. That's cool. So I've got everybody's name in here. Let me make sure I show everyone. So this is for a set of engineer pliers. If I draw your name, I'll put the email address down there, and you need to email me with your home address. I will purchase them from Amazon and send it right to you. So putting Papa's name in there, I know, but putting Frank's name in there, let me put that out there. Hammer. Let's see. Ron. Billy, and Leeser. Is there anyone I left out that hasn't won anything in the last 30 days? Going once, going twice, sold. Okay. Here we go. Lisa, you won. And here's what I'm going to do. Giving away 2. Ron Novak, you won. So, gave away 2. I'm going to write y'all's name down. And look, someone told me last week, someone told me last week that, hey, we don't watch you because you give away stuff. And I appreciate that. This is just something I want to do. I enjoy it. And, you know, I just hope y'all come in and watch and enjoy sitting here gabbing with me, for the, this hour or so that we sit in here. And I hope you get something out of it. So I'm going to throw my email address in here. You're welcome, man. I'm going to throw my email address in here. Send me an email with your home address. And I will get it ordered ASAP and send it out. I've also got to draw for the Craftsman pliers, the free Craftsman pliers. Wow, that's neat. I guess morals ain't too easy to find, are they? But y'all are welcome. Let's see. Trying to catch up. Yeah, Rob. So here's the deal. I wanted to try to get an A in there. There's just no way. I'm sitting on 28 lessons right now. There's a total of 69. I got to do 75% of those lessons to make an A in that class. And it's just not going to happen. There's no way I can do that between now and midnight. I just let it get away with me. But like I said, there was 69 homework projects to do. And if I'd have done, I guess, 2 a day, during the week, I could have did it. But because I let myself fall behind, it messed me up. So I'll end up with a B in there. And, that's what it is. But yes, so far, I think it has been one of my busiest classes for homework. And while some of it earlier on was easy, when we got into this stuff at the end, it hurt my head. It just didn't make no sense of why you would even do some of the stuff that you're doing. And I'm pretty decent at math. I got 10 fingers and 10 toes. Hey, I appreciate y'all. Me and got a TV program we're going to watch. We're going to go ahead and get off here. I appreciate y'all coming in here and sitting with me for the past hour. Hope to see y'all next week. Y'all take care. Have a good night. Yeah. Oh, we ate tacos earlier, so I've already ate, but I'm gonna go watch some TV. Got to watch this the last episode of Fallout. So good night. Y'all take care. Um, hope y'all have a great week. Look forward to talking with y'all again next Sunday. Take care.